because that Justin, he's gonna fight with me, but Paddy, if Paddy wins, he's gonna try to avoid me and trying not to fight me because he's not man like just.
I think that there's a difference between having a meritocracy in sports and trying to make justifications for making the fights that are going to be most profitable for the business. Does that make sense? Because, I think, when you have this star and all these people that love tuning in for Paddy Pimblett fights, I'm not trying to necessarily agree with Armin that the UFC wants Paddy to be the champion of the division. I just think they want Paddy to be interesting enough to continue making fights that are going to make them money. And I think there's a slight difference with that. And I think that, I think they took the threat of Gaethje retiring as a serious one if he wasn't going to fight for some kind of a belt in this next one. The big star, so is Paddy Pimblett. Are those the two best guys that should get the next shot against Topuria? Probably not. Armin is clearly, I think, the best fighter who isn't the champ in that division. But I think that obviously he has an issue with maybe people not caring as much about his fights as other people. So I think that's the issue. I don't believe it's because of the headbutt. It was like he got injured and didn't fight in the last one. Then the next excuse was the headbutt. I don't buy those as excuses. I think they're trying to make justifications for Paddy Pimblett or Gaethje, because they are bigger names than Armin. They want to give one of those guys the shot. I think that's what that is. And I think Paddy and Gaethje should be competitive. I don't think Armin versus either of those guys would be competitive. I think Armin would.
inside the octagon.
Defend his title, so we have an interim title shot. But I think we still got a really, really fun, exciting fight. Justin Gaethje is as exciting of a fighter as you're ever going to find. And Paddy Pimblett is, I don't know that he gets enough credit for his kind of all gas, no brakes style. You know, I think at this point, I think Paddy has done a pretty good job of quieting a lot of the critics, myself included. I think after the Jared Gordon fight, I think people believed maybe we'd seen the ceiling for Paddy, and that's about as good as he was going to.
Extending his analysis, about
Excited about that fight. I know that Paddy Pimblett's going to want to take it to the mat, but Justin Gaethje's a Division I All-American that if he doesn't want to get taken down, it's going to be really, really tough to take Justin down and to hold him there. So really,
after hearing analysis,
Justin to beat Paddy. Yeah. Because that Justin, he's gonna fight with me, but Paddy, if Paddy wins, he's gonna try to avoid me and trying not to fight me because he's not man like Justin.
good fighter, but he's not unlike me at all. So the fact that I've got Ellis playing Justin Gaethje for me, and then I've got Luke, who's a better, faster, more powerful technical striker than him, I think it all goes into my favour.
You got Luke Riley above Justin. You're rating him above Justin Gaethje in the striking department already in his career, you reckon?
Yeah. Luke Riley's been fighting Thai in Thailand since he was 8 years old, lad. You know what I mean? When Justin Gaethje was wrestling, lad, Luke was fighting Thai and then doing amateur boxing, and Luke's striking is a class above, and people are going to see it over the next couple of years, lad. He's the striking version of me. His striking's phenomenal, lad, and I just can't wait for him to show everyone how good he is. And in a fight or two, he'll be fighting ranked opponents, lad, and he'll climb that featherweight rankings faster than I climb the lightweight ones. Promise you that. I want to fight him. Because it'll be funny, once I beat Gaethje, everyone will be like, oh, Gaethje's done, he's path his best, this and that. But then when I beat Ilya, what's the excuse going to be then? It'll be, oh, Ilya was never that good. That's why Paddy beat him.
Yeah, he's short.
Yeah, he was never a lightweight, all this and that. That's what it'll be, watch, you know what I mean? The goalposts get moved.
Hang time. Very nice, Justin.
favourite vlogger here, King of the Mat. I don't even know what's going to be asked today. 5 weeks out from fighting Justin. I am very tired. I had a big day training already. Probably not going to not do it though, am I? Can't not do it. It's a nice calorie burner. It's a good workout and it's good fun. We have a King of the Mat every year and we have a grading every year.
Do not know if Justin, but it's going to be one of the two, make no mistake. Justin Gaethje is either going to be champion of the world or he's going to be retired. The next time we have this talk, the next time we get together and we're talking about a year in review or a year in preview, the great year to come, Justin Gaethje is either going to be champion of the world or he's going to be retired. And he's going to kick things off with an opportunity to be the champion of the world, which he earned a very hard way, by the way. That division is so difficult. 155 pounds. That is so hard. So now he's gonna go in there with Paddy. They're going to call that the interim championship. I don't get it. I'm going to call it interim championship too, but I don't get it. You got one champion. The interim champion is almost a title of grace. It's a title of compassion. Like, there's not any amongst us that don't know what the word champion is. There's not any amongst us that believe you can have two champions at the same time. We know that that's impossible. But sometimes you show grace. Right? There's something happening with your current champion and he's not able to make that walk. So we have an interim champion. And I like it. I'm for it. I'm one of the guys that likes the interim belt. I only share for you that in the case of Justin Gaethje, if we're at the same point at this time next year, there's got to be an undisputed belt by then, doesn't it?
Telling in this fight.
Yeah. And now let's move to intangibles, because I think so there's some obvious ones.
Yeah.
Justin Gaethje hasn't been all that active lately. You know, when you look back, one of the things that I like to do personally is watch the last 3 fights of each fighter, you know, because that's going to be the most recent body of work, and then some of their training videos that are current. You know, when I was looking at it, it actually surprised me that Dustin Poirier fight, which would have been the third most recent, was in 2023.
Wow. Yeah,
so, you know,
wow.
we're now in 2026. So Justin Gaethje has not been all that active. So we have inactivity from Justin Gaethje. We have momentum for Paddy. Paddy's riding high. Paddy doesn't care what the world says about his opponent's record.
Right.
He doesn't care what the world says about getting Dana White privilege. He doesn't care about any of that.
No.
Paddy's riding high. Paddy feels like he's the best fighter in the world. He's giving respect to Gaethje, but not too much. He's coming in there to knock him out. Right. So that's another X factor. Now, those are bads on the Justin side. Let's get the bads on the Paddy side. We do look at the last three opponents of Paddy the Baddy, and then we look at the body of work of Justin Gaethje.
Right.
As you said, Justin Gaethje hadn't fought anybody outside of the top 5 in almost a damn decade.
Right. That's
so
ridiculous.
you know
in the murderer's row of 155.
and he's fought the best people at 155. Period. Many of them he's fought multiple times.
Right.
So Paddy the Baddy is going to have a disadvantage. This will be the biggest fight Paddy the Baddy has ever been in. This will not be the biggest fight Justin Gaethje has ever been in.
Correct.
He's been in undisputed title fights with one of the greatest of all time, and Khabib. He's been in there with top Dustin Poirier multiple times, Max Holloway, you name it.
Won an interim belt and put it on the ground.
Exactly. This Justin Gaethje has been there, done that, gotten the T-shirt, and it's been a decade since he did it.
Fight's coming up very, very soon. We know Paddy's fighting Justin Gaethje, and if he beats Gaethje, he becomes the interim champion. After that, Dan Hooker's off his radar, right? He will not get to fight Dan Hooker. The only person he's going to fight next is either Ilia Topuria, if Ilia comes back soon, which I hope he does, because he only just became champion, or it's going to be Arman Tsarukyan, right? Now, Arman Tsarukyan, a lot of people felt that he should have got the title shot. As we know, there was a few circumstances pulling out of the fight. He headbutted Dan Hooker when he beat him recently. And Dana White just kind of like admitted that definitely played a factor into him not getting a title shot.
Did the headbutt play any factor in the decision to not go with him? It did.
If Paddy beats Justin, none of this matters because they ain't gonna fight. But if he loses, I think we might see this fight happen pretty quick because remember, Well, 1 week after UFC 324, I'll be there. The week after, I'll be there as well in Sydney, Australia. UFC 325 is happening. Dan Hooker's going up against Benoit Saint-Denis. Tough, stylistic matchup for both men. Benoit Saint-Denis is going to try and grapple him. He's going to try and take him down because on the feet, Dan Hooker probably has his way. But Dan Hooker's not an easy man to take down. Remember, the man has a victory over Mateusz Gamrot. And yes, okay, Charles Oliveira just went out there, dominated and finished Gamrot pretty easily, you know, respectfully to Gamrot, right? But that's Charles Oliveira, right? The man with some of the best grappling and the most submissions in the history of the sport.